What if your biggest failure became the foundation for your greatest purpose? What if the darkest chapter of your life wasn't the end, but the beginning? Welcome to the Inspired Lens, where real stories become reminders of what's possible. Today, we bring you a story that will shake your perspective, soften your heart, and perhaps ignite something new within you. It's the story of Marcus Reynolds, a man who lost everything, who hit rock bottom, face first, who walked through fire and came out not just alive, but with purpose in his hands. Marcus went from handcuffs and courtrooms to classrooms and community centers, from silence and shame to standing on stages and sharing his truth. But this isn't just about Marcus. This episode is for anyone who has ever felt broken, anyone who has looked at themselves in the mirror and thought, is this all I'll ever be? So take a deep breath, open your heart, because the story you're about to hear might just be the one that helps you rewrite your own. Marcus Reynolds was born into noise. Not music, not laughter, noise. Raised in Southside Chicago, his childhood was filled with arguments behind closed doors, sirens in the distance, and the hum of a world too busy to notice a young boy unraveling. His mother was a warrior in scrubs, a nurse working double shifts, always exhausted. His father, a ghost, there in photos, nowhere in person. By 13, Marcus was skipping meals to feed his little brother. By 15, he was skipping school to run errands for men who promised quick cash. The streets spoke louder than any textbook. And at 17, the streets swallowed him whole. He was caught in the wrong place, at the wrong time, with the wrong people. Armed robbery, a desperate decision, a moment of chaos, a life-altering consequence. The courtroom was cold. The judge's voice echoed in his head long after the gavel slammed. 10 years. State penitentiary. Marcus says that day felt like a funeral, not of his body, but of who he could have been. He entered prison at 18, a teenager among lifers. He learned quickly, don't cry, don't trust, don't hope. He said the walls felt alive, whispering that he was worthless, that this was his story now, forever. But deep inside, something fought back. A flicker, a whisper that said, this can't be it. There are moments in life that shift everything. For Marcus, it came in the form of a book. After an altercation landed him in solitary, a guard, perhaps out of boredom or mercy, slid a paperback through the slot in his door. It was the autobiography of Malcolm X. Marcus opened it that night and didn't stop reading. He devoured every word like oxygen. It was as if someone had written down the very pain living inside of him and then turned it into power. He cried, not because of the story, but because it made him realize he had one too. That moment cracked something open. He began to write his own story. In journals, on scraps of paper, even the backs of napkins from the mess hall. He enrolled in every program available. He earned his GED under fluorescent lights while inmates heckled in the background. He read poetry, philosophy, self-help books. He led meditation sessions, started a small book club, and then something even bigger. He began mentoring younger inmates. He listened to their pain, shared his, told them, you're more than your worst mistake. And the craziest thing? They believed him. In that cage, Marcus found his voice. And for the first time in his life, he liked the sound of it. When the gate finally opened 10 years later, Marcus stepped out into the sunlight blinking like a newborn. He had no job, no money, no real home. Just a bag of letters, a resume handwritten in neat block letters, and a promise he made to himself. I won't go back. The world was cruel to ex-cons. Doors slammed before they even opened. He worked nights cleaning office floors, slept on a borrowed couch, and spent his days walking to job interviews where his past hung around his neck like a warning sign. But still, he showed up. He volunteered at youth centers, told his story in community halls where 3 people showed up, then 10, then 100. He started a program called Second Chance Rising. a mentorship space where he taught kids how to dream again, taught ex-cons how to find jobs, and taught himself that redemption isn't a finish line. It's a daily decision, one person, one room, one story at a time. When asked how he did it, Marcus doesn't talk about toughness. He talks about grace. He shares 3 truths that shaped his new life. Your past is a chapter, not the whole book. He says, if people knew everything I did wrong, they might never trust me. But if they knew everything I learned from it, they might never doubt me again. Healing requires truth. Marcus started each day by looking in the mirror and saying, I forgive you. It didn't work the first time, or the 5th, but on the 50th, he wept and kept going. Service is the highest form of freedom. He found his peace not in forgetting the past, but using it to help others avoid it. Marcus turned his pain into purpose, his shame into strategy, and his sentence into a calling. Last year, Marcus gave a TEDx talk. He stood there in a tailored suit holding a photo of himself in prison orange. He told the audience, this was me, and I'm still me, but I chose to rewrite the ending. That video now has over 2 million views. He's been featured on news shows, invited to speak at universities. He even consulted on prison reform policies. But his proudest moment? Walking his daughter to her first day of school. No cameras, no spotlight, just a man who once thought he'd never be free, now holding the hand of the future. He says, I didn't escape my past, I made peace with it, and now I use it to build bridges for others. So let me ask you, what chains are still holding you back? Maybe they're not made of steel. Maybe they sound like guilt, or fear, or a voice that says you're not enough. But you are. You are more than your past. You are more than your pain. You are more than the worst day you've ever lived. Like Marcus, you have the power to turn your story around. Not someday, not when you're ready. But now, redemption isn't a miracle, it's a choice. One breath, one step, one truth at a time. Thank you for tuning in to The Inspired Lens. If this story moved you, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs hope, and please, like this episode, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story. And don't forget to follow us on TikTok, add The Inspired Lens for more real-life redemption stories. Until next time, I'm Silas Lounge. Keep your lens clear, your heart open, and your purpose alive.